Okay, so let's start by looking at the map layout of the Takoma Recreational Center property, which encompasses approximately 21 acres. On the map, you see Coolidge High School to the left. You see the Aquatic Center in the center. And then you see the three fields that make up the Recreational Center property. This includes field number 1, which is to the right of the map, or the north side of the property. Field number 2, which is in the center of the map. And then field number 3, which is to the left of the map in front of Coolidge High School, or the south side of the Recreational Center property. Also shown on the map are the 3 locations that the dog park was considered for. This includes site number 1 at the corner of 4th and Whittier Streets. This site was rejected. Site number 2 behind the aquatic facility. This site was also rejected. And then the current proposed site, which is site number 3, which is in front of the Takoma Aquatic Facility. This is the site that's boundaried by field number 2 to the right, and then the entranceway or driveway to the aquatic facility on the left. The current proposed site exists between field number 2 and field number 3. 3rd Street is to the east or at the bottom of the map. So we're going to take a look at each one of the sites, and we're going to take a look at some pictures of where they're at, what other things are around them, and we're going to evaluate each one of these also on a separate map. So the first site that was considered for the dog park was immediately adjacent to Field 1 and behind the picnic area. Field 1 is primarily used for small practice soccer or pickup games. And the proposed dog site area was part of the abandoned shuffleboard courts. This is located at 4th and Whittier Streets. Again, this site was rejected, and we moved on to site number 2. So the second site that was evaluated for the dog park is immediately behind or to the west of the Takoma Aquatic Center. Is bordered on one side or the south by the Coolidge High School Activity Center, and then there's a walking path used by people that cut across it to the northwest. Now, this site was rejected, but what's interesting about this site is out of all of the sites on our map, this is probably the least utilized location. In fact, if you look at the ground covering in that area, you'll see that there's not much grass on it. There's some erosion going on. And you'll see that there's really nothing that takes place in that particular area. The walking path that goes through there is used by people, but clearly the location of the walking path is well displaced from the location that was rejected for the dog park. Okay, so this brings us to the third site for the dog park, and this is the proposed location. It's immediately to the east of the Takoma Aquatic Center, and it's to the south of Field 2. Now, Field 2, as you can see from the picture, is a baseball field, and also you can see that soccer is routinely played here in the center of the field, which you can see by the worn area of the grass. Now, the location of the dog park is to the south of the field. It is not actually on the permitted area of the field. And this is the area that the Friends group is saying that kids routinely use for cool down, also for, in some cases, some practice, and then for walking between Field 2 and Field 3 between activities. So we're going to go out on the proposed location over several days, and we're going to evaluate the activity that's occurring out there.